What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to tonight's Anfield Agenda news roundup. There's going to be three main parts of tonight's video. Firstly, I'm going to give you a bit of an update from Jurgen Klopp's pre-Merseyside derby press conference. Then we're going to move on to speak about Victor Osimhen and finish up with a little bit about André. So that's what I'm going to be talking about. But as always, we want you guys to let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Do please drop a like on the video, and if you enjoy what you see, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. So let me start off with the update. We do know we have an injury crisis at left back ahead of the game. Costas can play there, Joe Gomez can play there, but we could have a third contender to play there. This is what Jurgen Klopp spoke about with regards to injuries in his press conference earlier. He said Stefan Bajcetic is out, Thiago is out, Ben Doak has a little muscle thing, so we have to wait and see, but he's not available for the weekend, so no Ben Doak tomorrow for the Merseyside derby. But this is where the wild card comes in. Luke Chambers trained today for the first time again after a little ligament issue, so he could be an option as well. I don't think really for tomorrow. I think Kloppo, when he expanded on this a little bit, thought about the games that are going to be coming. Costas can play every game, so if it's Joe Gomez or Luke Chambers, we do have some options at left back. He also concluded and let us know that Connor Bradley was still out as well. So that's where we are ahead of tomorrow's game. We'll be starting from 11:30 a.m. here. We hope you can join us for the watch-along. You know the watch-alongs at this point, match reactions, player ratings and all. So there we go with that. Now we move on to the tasty stuff, and that is the transfer window speculation. I know when I mention Victor Osimhen, many people go, Craig, it's not happening. Craig, get over it. Craig, you're deluded. And you know what? Most of the time, I would say you're probably right. But on this Victor Osimhen stuff, something really interesting came up today, and it comes via Sport Witness and Area Napoli. Let me read out an excerpt from the article, and you guys can maybe see why I'm getting a little bit excited about this. So, Liverpool are the reason behind Victor Osimhen's change of heart over signing a new Napoli deal. That's according to Italian journalist Walter Di Maggio, who claims both he and his agent are interested in becoming a Liverpool player. He's speaking to Televamoro, and he said the parties had reached an agreement for the renewal of Osimhen's contract, so he was going to sign on with Napoli for an improved deal, but when Osimhen went back, they changed their mind. So no agreement with Napoli at the minute. No looking like they're going to sign an extension there. He goes on to say, what happened? There was an inclusion of another club from the Premier League. He goes on to say, I'm talking about Liverpool. There have been frequent contacts, but I learned something else. There would have to be agreements already reached. And by that he means he believes agreements are reached between the player, his agent and Liverpool, not between Liverpool and Napoli. He said, let me clarify, these agreements would be between the Reds and the player, therefore they would have to involve Napoli. I hope De Laurentiis will be able to keep Victor Osimhen at least until June, but we can't be sure. So then I'm going to move on to speak about the owner of Napoli, or the president of Napoli, De Laurentiis. He has been speaking on the Osimhen situation, and this is what he's had to say. I've never been calm when it comes to Osimhen. I've never not been calm when it comes to Osimhen, but it takes two to tango. I remain the same. If his mood has changed, then there's not much I can do about that. If he goes back on a handshake, things change. That is disappointing. We take it into account, but life goes on. He continues and said, we have a good rapport with him. The contract runs until 2025. There is time. Then he finishes up by saying, don't forget, I sold Koulibaly at the last minute. And that last sentence is the interesting one here. Is he saying that, look, every player has a price? And let's not forget, Napoli have been shocking in their treatment of Victor Osimhen with those videos that they released. One of them calling him a coconut, which, honestly, guys, I still can't fathom they actually did that. But look, I'm a realist as well. I mean, do we need Victor Osimhen? Many people will reply and say, no, Craig, of course we don't. We've got Darwin Núñez. Absolutely no issues with that. But I think a lot of us are assuming if we lose Mohamed Salah, and for me, all of this comes into play only if Mohamed Salah leaves. If Mo doesn't leave, I think all of this is irrelevant. But if Mo does leave, we're all assuming that Liverpool are going to look for a like-for-like replacement, a wide attacking player. Maybe we look at a change of system a little bit. Maybe we play Darwin off the left and Osimhen from the middle. Maybe we switch it up to some version of a 4-4-2. I don't know. But it excites me. It very, very much excites me, because no matter how I look at this, would I take Victor Osimhen at Liverpool? Yes, I would. And I'd be very happy about it. And if we did move Mo on, I think it's affordable for us because we'd get a rather significant fee for Mo. So that being said, it's still at the hypothesis stage. But when you read stuff like this and the Italian side is saying that they believe Liverpool and his agent have already been in contact, they've come up with an agreement, and that we are the reasons he hasn't signed on with Napoli, I mean, surely we can get a little bit excited? Because I am. So that's my take on it anyway. Over to you guys to let me know yours. Now, the other bit of information I have today is around André. So last night when we did the live stream, I won't say I let it slip, but I said to people that over the international break, I was told that the likelihood of us revisiting André was probably more yes than no. And I've always been honest and said, I have no clue if Liverpool would return for André. But I do start to think that it makes sense for us to do it. Now, hear me out. I know we've got Endo. I know we've got Stefan. And I know we have options. But if you're talking about bringing somebody in, somebody who can play in the 6 and an 8, somebody who is relatively young, somebody who is potentially about to win the Copa Libertadores, and you could bring them in for about 30 million euro, I don't see the problem with that. Because then you've got Endo and André and Bajcetic all for a combined, in pounds? What's 30 million euros, about 26 million, about 43 million pound. That's not too shabby in my book. That's less than half the price we're willing to pay for Caicedo. And yes, Endo's experience, but Andre's bringing the youth to it, and Bajcetic, of course, is versatile, can play in a 6 or an 8. So it's win-win for me. Now I'm going to read out what Football Insider have had to say. They say Liverpool remain confident of striking a deal for Fluminense midfielder André. The Reds have been linked with the Brazilian in recent months, though it was suggested of late Arsenal could also be in the running for his services. Now, I think Liverpool could make a better case to André than Arsenal. They have Declan Rice there, and I understand they're looking to maybe move on Thomas Partey, but we've done the groundwork. Because remember, for Caicedo, the reason his side gave was Chelsea had been in contract, Chelsea were looking for a long time to sign him. We've been the same with André. We were respectful, we didn't put that bid in the summer window because they wanted to keep him till at least January. So they go on to say anyway, a fresh update on the situation from Football Insider has claimed that Liverpool are optimistic of getting a transfer done and persuading the player to choose Anfield as his new home. I'm very excited by this. If we do any business in January, I think it's going to be André. I wouldn't be overly optimistic on a centre-back in January, but I wouldn't rule that out. I just don't know anything about it, so I'm going to have to be honest and say it's a wait-and-see situation for me. But André coming in, and if we were to look at Victor Osimhen, if Mo moves on, I tell you what, I can get behind that. So that's my say. Now it's over to you guys to let me know yours. Would you like to see André in January? What do you think Liverpool could do with Victor Osimhen if he came in? Or should we look for a like-for-like replacement for Mo if he moves on? It's over to you. And don't forget, we've still got Ben Doak, Craig Houlden, Trent Cone-Doherty, and a couple of other youngsters that can potentially step up eventually to somewhat fill in for Mohamed Salah on the right. So I'm excited. It's an optimistic time for us as Liverpool fans. I hope you feel the same, but let me know in the comment section, and we'll see you for the watch along tomorrow. Much love. Bye-bye.